ゲッティングオーバーイットっていうのを、セールでめちゃくちゃ安く売ってて、ちょっと買ってみました。ちょっとやってみたいと思います。なんかYouTuber の人たちがなんかすげえ難しいみたいにして、やってるのを見て、ちょっと興味はあったんだよね。そんな難しいのかなと思って。多分ね、ちょっとできちゃうと思うんだよね。で、これ思ったちょっとだけこの辺だけやったんだけど、ゲームパッドでやるんじゃなくて、マウスでやるんだね。パッドでもやろうと思えばできるんだけど、マウスでやるんだってね。で、なんかこう動かして、このおじさん、つぼおじさんを、目的地まで行くっていうゲームなのかな。そんな難しいのかなと思って。思った。こっち行けばいいんでしょ？
There's no feeling more intense than starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute. If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red but it came up black. If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped food on it. If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view. Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here. Alright, thanks for coming with me on this trip. I'll understand if you have to take a break at any point. Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. Don't worry, I'll save your progress, always, even your mistakes. This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002, titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazor, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products.
着地して、こいつをぐるーっと回して、こうして、こうして、これどうすんだ？どうすんだ？こう乗って、飛ぶ。こうしてこう。すげえパワーこの人。難しいなんて言葉は絶対使わないぞ。絶対むずいなんて言わないからな。絶対むずいなんて言わないからな。どうしたらいいか。絶対むずいなんて。
Oh, you just lost a lot of progress. That's a deep frustration, a
イラ
real
イラ
punch in
イ
the
ライラ
gut.
なんてしてないよ。イライラしてないよ。イライラなんかしてないよ。イライラなんかしてないよ。全然大丈夫よ。全然イライラしてないからよ。よし。よし。ねえ、今遊んでんのこれ。今ちょっと遊んでる。ほら、あんま簡単にやっちゃうとさ、みんなに悪いじゃない？
Oof, sorry about that.
全然平気。全然平気。全然平気。全然平気だ。そこだよな。いや、全然だよ。全然。全然だよ。そこか。全然平気だよ。全然平気だよ、マジで。全然平気。全然平気。
You can hit the escape key if you need to change the mouse sensitivity.
マウス感度を変えるよ。マウス感度変えてみようか。マウス感度を変えてみた。いや、今日はすげえんだけど。さあ。これ、右手のマウスでしか、マウスを動かすだけなんだけど、マウスをね、くるくる動かしてるだけなんだけど、左手を使ってないんだけど、左手に力が入る。なぜか。よいしょ。やろう。ちょっとそこそこ。同じことを繰り返して。ここ違うんだよ。ここはね、飛んでくんだよ、こうやって。
Oh, it happened again. Keep on trying. Don't let it get to you.
ことないよ。全然なことないよ。全然なことないよ。全然ストレスなんかないもんね。ストレスなしよだもんね。ストレスなんかないもんね。
This thing that we call failure is not the falling down, but the staying down. Mary Pickford.
よっこいせ。よっこいせ。よし。何してんの？ゆっくりゆっくり。で、しゃがんで。で、ちょっと戻して、引き寄せ。ってんのだから。めっちゃ声でかくなんだけど。いや、大丈夫よ。全然大丈夫。全然大丈夫よ。全然大丈夫。また取ればいいんだよ。
In a certain way, sexy hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery, and the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything.
クソなんて言ってないよ。クソなんて言ってないよ。全然大丈夫だよ。全然大丈夫。舌打ちなんてしてないよ。舌打ちなんかしてないもんね。よし。ここも食えばいいんだよ。飛んでくると、ほら。すっげえ。よしよし。面白い。なんだあれ。スタバガルとスタバ。
Anyway, when you start sexy hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise. Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them once you have the correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in sexy hiking is real.
ちょっと待ってね。これどこ行くのこれ。そんな音楽いらないんだよ。そんな音楽いらないね。
Going down the road feeling bad. I'm going down the road feeling bad. Going down the road feeling bad, and I ain't going to be treated this way. Oh, Lay them blues up one plan. Down in the jail on my knees. I'm down in jail on my knees. Down in jail on my knees, and I ain't going to be treated this way. They feed me on cornbread and cheese. They feed me on cornbread and cheese. They feed me on cornbread and cheese, and I ain't going to be treated this way. time, boy. Hey, buddy. Lord, Lord, Lord.
何言ってんのバカ。
$10 shoe fits my feet. A $10 shoe fits my feet.
バカなんて言ってないよ。
$10 shoe fits my feet, and I ain't gonna be treated this way. Going where the weather suits my clothes. I'm going where the weather suits my clothes. I'm going where the weather suits my clothes, and I ain't going to be treated this way. Ole, 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 Calm down, boy, calm down.
気がする。いやー、クリックファイティングで食べ放題。食べ放題よろれ。いやー、クリックファイティングって、あ、ここ違うんだ。そうそう思い出した。ここは飛んでかなきゃいけないんだね。あ、音楽終わっちゃった。焼肉バイキング食べ放題の歌が終わっちゃった。焼肉バイキングでそうなんて言ってないよ。そうなんてそんな聞かない言葉使いしないよ。ほいしほいしほいしほいしほいしなんでこっち行かないの。よし。焼肉バイキングで食べ放題食べ放題よろれ。何の何？クイって何の何？クイってなるの何？ちょっと、なんだよしよしちょいよし飛ぶぞ真上に飛ぶぞ真上に飛ぶよ真上じゃないよそれ
If you need to take a break, it's okay. I've saved your progress.
バカなんて言ってないよバカなんて言ってないよこれ身長迷惑になんでこれこっち来ないこいつなんて言ってないよちょっと着地してねにょーんとにょーんとちょっとなんかマウスの感度良すぎるのか見覚えがあるぞまたいいなんでそっち行くクソなんて言ってないよしゃねえらしゃよっ
The obstacles in sexy hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about it. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain. I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past the new obstacle was my fault as a player rather than as a builder. Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them, and it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real. The soul would have no rainbow, had the eyes no tears. John Vance Cheney. The pain I feel now is the happiness I had before. That's the deal. C.S. Lewis.これさ、この人こんなに握力あるんだったらそのままポンポン登っていきそうだけどな。制限時間あったら終わるね。よし。 お
引き寄せて、ほんで、よし。この樽の上に乗る。待つ。このね、なんか微妙なね。私乗って、で、マウスを、
お
にゃんと、にゃんと、せい。よし。で、これもいけんのか。いけた。で、これもいけたよね。よいしょ。よいしょ。よいしょ。で、お、いいとこ行ったぞ。これで飛んできゃいいんだってね。行くぜい。ロケット、ピョーンと。よっしゃー。来たぜ。ここまで来たぜ。ちょっと。引き寄せて、こっちに行きたいんだよな。
When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas. And that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with, and in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock. And at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh
嫌
with
な
new
予感する、
ideas.
これ。向こう側飛んできたよ。よし、ここまで。よしよしよし。行くぜー。よーんと。飛んでく。なんでちょっと、なんでペンペンもしてんの。
I feel within me a peace above all earthly dignities, a still and quiet conscience. William Shakespeare.
ウィリアム・シェイクピア。
お
微妙なとこがね、止まらないんだよね。微妙なとこに。クイッてなっちゃう。ここも難しいんじゃないか。
お
よし。
お You cannot now believe that you will ever feel better. But this is not true. You're sure to be happy again. And knowing this, truly believing it, will make you less miserable now. Abraham Lincoln. というわけで、うまくできました。パチパチパチパチ。バイバイバイバイ。はい、この続きはまた次回やりたいと思います。